But it will still be more comfortable than here. You will be safer than here, said the leader. And there is food everywhere, which, yes, you can still taste as a ghost, and no one will realize it was you who ate it. He pointed to a woman in the crowd with blonde hair. You are too beautiful for ghost immigration. Go abroad. You will find a husband. They will help you get papers. As a ghost, you will have no looks. Other audience members waited to hear that they were too beautiful, too intelligent, too talented a musician for ghost immigration. But the speaker moved on. There was a young child with a wispy beard in the room. Valia couldn't stop staring at it. Was it even a child? Or a strange old person? A man standing beside Valia whispered that the child was starving, that when children were very starving, they grew beards. It would die soon, before it had time to leave their country, he was sure. At the end of the meeting, they were given a pamphlet to take with them, printed on grayish-pink paper. It looked so much like a very thin slice of meat that one man ate his copy before leaving the room and was furious when the meeting organizers would not give him another. When after some great and unspeakable expenses and struggles, Valia arrived in Britain, she was given a stamp for 6 months' stay and immediately started to look for a home appropriate for eternity. The pamphlet said one must die on the site in which they wanted to stay, as movement and coordination would be limited afterwards when they became a ghost. Were they to jump off a bridge into the sea, they would only end up in the waves, around the base of the bridge forever, and as a ghost, they would not be immune to the discomforts that plague the living in such places: cold, wetness, hunger. A home would be warm, and they would be able to continue to eat the food of whoever else lived there, without anyone noticing, of course, because no one in the rich parts of the world expects a ghost to eat their dinner. The instructions said either to find a room in a shared flat or to find a single flat that would be soon occupied after one is deceased, but not in a squat or a condemned building, or in public buildings or institutions. One wanted all the comforts of home to be available once transitioned into the afterlife. The pamphlet said to check to make sure there were not too many ghosts living there already. The pamphlet didn't elaborate on that, and Valia didn't know how to tell if they were there or not. The first night Valia spent in her new room, after arriving in a new country with a 6-month visa, she whispered hello in her own language. There was no reply. She had moved in with one brown suitcase. Good, said one of the men who lived there. I don't want flatmates with a lot of stuff. He observed her. She wore tapered velvet trousers and jumpers with shoulder pads in them and tight cuffs, some with a few stray rhinestones here and there. All these clothes were dark colors: forest green, purple, black. She wore her hair in a braid she never seemed to undo. There was a flesh-colored bump on one of her earlobes, on the spot where earrings usually go, and though much smaller, it was somehow similar in shape to her nose. Her new home was in a very old building, made out of stone. Rows of chimneys like stubby nail-less hands stuck out of the roof. Her room had a dresser, a metal bed, and a small set of shelves with a mirror attached to it. The floor and ceilings were painted white, but peeling and cracked like a boiled egg hit with a teaspoon. There was a water stain on the ceiling, near the light, which to Valia's eye had a prominent nose and mouth.